Hi, my name is Melissa Skelton. I'm the rector of St. Paul's Church in Seattle, and I'm also the Canon for Congregational Development and Leadership here in the Diocese of Olympia. Archbishop Michael Ramsey once said that a priest is one who carries the people on his heart before God. For me, this is also the starting place for any bishop. Before everything else, a bishop needs to be willing and able to carry the parishes and people of a diocese on his or her heart before God. This affects everything a bishop sees and does. And this is where I would begin, should you elect me as your next bishop. And of course, prayer goes somewhere, doesn't it? Prayer in the Spirit leads us all to a greater willingness to participate in God's own action, to raise up what has been cast down, to renew what has grown old, no matter where we find ourselves, in the devastation left by a hurricane, in the wake of personal tragedy, or in the midst of confusion and anxiety. So let me tell you a story of a parish and a diocese that have experienced being raised up and renewed after times of confusion and anxiety. 8 years ago, when I came to St. Paul's, the parish was in trouble. Attendance and giving were down sharply. Some members were actually visiting other churches in Seattle to see if St. Paul's might join them in the event that the parish had to close. But at its core, St. Paul's had a beautiful traditional liturgy with a prayerfulness that was palpable. And so when St. Paul's called me as rector, what we did was to preserve and even deepen that prayerfulness, but to work very hard on inviting and incorporating new people into the parish. What we were doing, of course, was congregational development. We began to grow immediately. In 2 years, our budget was balanced. In 5 years, we doubled in size. We are now on our way to tripling in size, growing especially among people under 35, both single and with children. A second story. A little over 5 years ago, the Diocese of Olympia elected its own new bishop. Bishop Rickle came to a demoralized diocese that was hoping for a new day. In his second year, he asked me to create a program for congregational development for the entire diocese. After much conversation with others, most of that work was done in front of a very intimidating blank computer screen. We launched the program in 2009. Bishop Rickle then called me to be Canon for Congregational Development and to work with other parishes on their own development in the same way that I'd done at St. Paul's. We're now in our 5th year of what we call the College for Congregational Development. During the bishop's most recent review involving responses from close to 2,000 people in this diocese, the college was the program cited the most often as contributing to the motivation and skills of church leaders for renewal. You may wonder why in the world the Diocese of New Jersey would want to elect someone from as far away as Seattle to be its next bishop. What I can tell you about myself is that should you elect me, I would be a willing partner with you in the same kind of prayer and action we have engaged here in Olympia. Years ago, when I was just starting out as a parish priest, a woman who was suspicious of me and my seminary-educated ways took me to tea one morning, and after hemming and hawing a bit, asked me straight out if I believed in the resurrection. What she did not know, of course, was that she was sitting across from someone who had survived the loss of a child, someone who, without the death and resurrection of Jesus, would not have even been sitting across from her. And so what I said to her was this, that I not only believed in the resurrection, I relied upon it. I rely upon God in Christ, whose relentless love raises up those who have been cast down and takes what has grown old and makes it forever new. I look forward to meeting you at the walkabouts. Until then, please keep me and all the nominees in your prayers. The people of St. Paul's of our diocese and I will be praying for you.